Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Malabite Afenifere. Great Malabite, good morning.
Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Rufa.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Victoria Tundu MQ Abiola.
Good morning, Mr. Fanny.
The way you call out that name, someone would think that you were at a naming ceremony.
You want me to reveal secrets here? Well, only Tundu was given at her naming ceremony. Victoria is not from MKO.
It is certainly not.
Ruben, you want to hear history?
Let me add to it that she used to be an Alaja Tundu.
I did, back in the day.
Now, let's start the review with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of records. The lead story, Afenifere Ohanaeze, Pandef, back Southern governor's demand for presidency. States to promulgate anti-open grazing law by September 1. Reject 3% host community fund in PIB. Kick against 30% share of profit for frontier exploration. Yes, the Southern governors met yesterday, but we have this story in almost all the newspapers, the Nigerian newspapers, in front of me this morning. And just before we leave the front page of this day, we must also look at that story. Senate bowed to pressure to restore electronic transfer of results. Yes, according to reports, this day is reporting that given the barrage of criticisms since Sunday, when this day first broke this story, there's consideration of returning that clause to allow electronic transfer of results in the electoral amendment bill, which will be tabled today. But we'll all keep our eyes open, be vigilant, whether there's any hanky-panky to remove it again, because as the saying goes, eternal vigilance is the price we have to pay for our freedom to elect whoever we want in this case, without anybody manipulating and altering results between polling stations and collation centers, which has always been a prevalent character of our elections in the past. But back to the governors' meeting, the 17 governors of the South. Now, the Punch newspaper also reporting this story. Ohanaeze insists on slots as 17 governors demand 2023 South presidency. Governors fault removal of electronic transmission of election results from Electoral Act. PIB Passage Forum rejects 3% for host communities. Now, the Daily Trust newspaper, 2023 presidency. Southern governors shut out Atiku, Kwankwanso, Tambowal, others. Set September 1 for open grazing ban. Silent on Kanu, Igboho, Afenifere, Pandef, back governors. Lawyers say resolution not binding. North can't be intimidated, says the Northern Elders Forum. Now, the Guardian newspaper also reporting this story. Southern governors want power shift. Reject 30% share for frontier basins. Now, below the photograph, there's another story there. Stop pursuing Igboho, apologize to him. Soyinka tells federal government. There will be uproar if truth about Kanu's arrest comes out. That's Professor Wole Soyinka, the Nobel laureate, speaking there. Now, the Vanguard newspaper, we must okay federal government security operations in our states. Southern governors say presidency must return to South in 2023. Back 5% equity stake for host communities in PIB. Now, the Daily Sun newspaper reporting this from the governors' meeting. Southern governors draw battle line with presidency, insist on open grazing. set September deadline for promulgation of law in all 17 states, southern states. Say, South must produce president in 2023, reject removal of electronic election result transmission. But below that story, there's also another story. Obasanjo denies forming new political party as Afenifere chieftain says only dialogue can stop more protests. Now, the Daily Independent newspaper, Afenifere Ohanaeze, Pandef, hailed Southern governors' decision, governors to promulgate anti-open grazing law September 1. Now, the News Direct newspaper, PIB, Southern governors reject 30% NNPC profit for inland basin exploration. Now, the Business Day newspaper, Nigeria's wheat demand surges as garri, rice prices spike. Miller's import record 2.8 million metric tons in Q1 of 2021. But beside that story, there's another story. Kuwait's $700 billion future generation fund mock Nigeria's bleak plan. Yes. According to this story, in Kuwait, the government is toiling endlessly to protect its unborn generation by either maximizing potentials in the oil sector or reducing aggregate risk to oil price. But Nigeria is yet to come to terms with the reality of a post-oil economy as it lives as if demand for oil will last forever. Another good reason why you shouldn't put 30% of NNPC profits into exploration in the basins. Why not put it in other ventures that will help the country's future? Now, the foreign newspaper quickly, the Times of UK, now is right time to end COVID rules, declares Johnson. And, of course, the Prime Minister has set to lift restrictions on July 19, but warned against being the mob happy. The Prime Minister said, if it is not now, when? But again, there will be a review on July 12th, before that July 19th, to look at the data. And if you see in that report, there's also an analysis in front page of the Times saying, and with this, Britain's great gamble begins. It's an analysis. While in the New York Times, Tesla accident deepens concerns about autopilot. The New York Times, and a family lost 15-year-old boy when Tesla hits a truck, and they are suing the company. The latest, the series of accidents from that Tesla autopilot. But again, regulators may have to wade in if this kind of accidents continue. Ruben Rufai and Tundu.
Well, Afeni, I was reserving a long commentary for you, but as it is, we've run out of time. So it's just for us to thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. And I wanted your ideas of some of the same issues that you raised. But thank you very much.